There we go. Look at this. How about midday, Alex? How about energy for once? Instead of a 8 p.m. podcast, how about we go live midday? Crazy concept.
I'm very spry and awake and energized.
You are not.
I love this. I
think you're worse than
energy. Oh, I'm a night owl, so
you're not a night owl. You're not an anytime owl.
Is that how that works?
You're not an owl. There's no owl in you.
That's why they call me Alex.
No. Nope. That ain't it.
I think it is.
Welcome to the Tim Runs His Mouth podcast. I'm Tim Young. That's Alex Spencer. Al.
Tim.
Lots of things to talk about today. By the way, I brought this with me. I brought this in particular, my Tudor's Biscuit World, because I know how much you hate Tudor's Biscuit World. If anybody's ever been to West Virginia, you've probably been to Tudor's Biscuit World.
It's
one of my favorite places.
I was expecting. So Tim brought me to Tudor's Biscuit World. Didn't tell me what it was. I was expecting like nice hot steam rolls or something. Like
what?
I don't know. I was expecting it's called Biscuit World. I was expecting
they had biscuits. Why do you want steam rolls? They're called biscuits.
No, I know, but that's what I was kind of picturing was,
flour, butter, milk, water,
my grill,
salt. You're like, I wanted steam rolls. Why didn't they have 85 flavors of bagels at Tudor's Biscuit World?
No, I was expecting biscuits, but I just expected a place where you walk in and it smells really nice, like kind of like a cabiny feel. That's what I would make.
Have you been to West Virginia?
Well, yeah, I have. My grandparents are from there. My mom grew up there, but I don't know. I don't know why it was
She went to Tudor's Biscuit World didn't she?
Mm-hmm. Because when you told her that you had to that you brought me, she was like, oh my god, why?
Well, she's a bougie lib and a man of the people, so that's why I like going to Tudor's Biscuit World. I always have a great time at Tudor's Biscuit World. They're not a sponsor of the show, by the way, so
and we're never going again.
We are going again every time I go through.
If you haven't been, it's basically the least appetizing food.
It's great. Like $3, you get like they have not been affected by inflation whatsoever. They have the same prices that they've had since 1986.
I don't know. I saw quite a bit of inflation when we were there.
Was that a fat joke?
No, I don't make fat jokes. I'm a classy lady.
It's a fat joke. We can only make fat jokes when we're talking about Chris Christie.
I know.
And how he's going to shatter the glass ceiling as the second person in White House history to get stuck in a bathtub after Taft.
He's not on the thumbnail that I made for this because he just didn't. He
didn't fit. Got it. All right, so the other day, Donald Trump indicted, 38 counts of nonsense? Is that what that was? How many counts? For the...
I don't know. It was a lot.
Number one, it's bullshit, right? 38 counts. I'm going to try to get the number here. Yeah, 38 count criminal indictment on Friday, accusing the former president of illegally retaining classified information. A president can declassify any. If we could mute our cell phones while we're on the podcast,
it's muted. It just vibrates.
I got a text that somebody's texting us at the same time. We're going to fire them as a friend. A president can declassify any document by implication if he walks out of the White House with holding a document while he's still president of the United States. Guess what? He's declassified it. If he takes it to dinner, he can slap it on a table. There is no formal, because he is the highest executive in the federal government. Everyone answers to him. It is his call to declassify anything by any way he chooses to. He does not have to file formal paperwork to himself. Again, like, who would you file the documents with? At some point, they were like, well, if there's like nuclear codes or whatever, then you have to do a certain thing. And no, that's only if you're another federal government employee.
Oh.
He can declassify anything at any time. So he's the commander of the military. He's the head of everything. You are the chief executive. Mm-hmm. You can do whatever you want when it comes to declassifying documents. So all of these things are bogus. I think all these charges are bogus. But what's more important is how the candidates actually responded to them. There you go. See, Exploring with Ben and Sam threw in there 37 or 38. And Christy will eat everyone's lunches, literally. So what I want to do, let's review. I think, by the way, the best reactions so far, the one that I really, really appreciate, and I know you haven't seen these yet, is Vivek Ramaswamy, who has been, if he's not gearing for a position in the cabinet, I don't know what he's doing. Because he's clearly, here we go. Share screen. And here he is. Whoop.
Whoop.
My campaign just filed a Freedom of Information Act demanding to uncover exactly what the White House communicated to Merrick Garland and Jack Smith about the unprecedented indictment of a former U.S. president and Biden's disfavored opponent in the election. Every American deserves to know. I will host a press conference in Miami tomorrow at 10:30 Eastern to discuss this and another announcement. If the captured media fails to do its job, real leaders in this country need to step up and do it instead. I'm running to win this election, and it'd be easier for me if Trump were eliminated from running, but that is not the right answer for our nation. America first, always. There we go.
Huh.
It's pretty good. Here's a guy who wants to get to the bottom of it.
And he's taken the stance the entire way through. Like when this started happening, like when the original indictments were being talked about, he's been pretty strong. I would say probably out of all of the candidates, the one that really jumps on, this is not.
What do you think his position will be in Trump's cabinet? Labor?
I don't know.
Secretary of Labor? Because he ain't winning. But
I don't know. It's very interesting. I was saying this the other day. Like, it seems like he's actually running a campaign compared to, like, I don't know, like Nikki Haley's just selling like koozies.
She's still in it, man. She's still in it.
I don't know what she's doing other than selling koozies.
So this is from, I'm going to pull up, this is from Jason Miller. We have some polling data after post-indictment polling data. And I don't know if you can see it. I wish I could blow it up more. I don't know how to use the internet. Obviously.
Isn't Trump up by like 30 points?
The math there is 38 points. He's up 38 points over DeSantis. And this is a CBS News YouGov poll, June 7th through 10th. So this is after the indictment. Trump up 61%. That's 38 points over DeSantis. Then Tim Scott, who in the hell said they would ever vote for Mike Pence or Nikki Haley? Then Burgum. Come on. Asa Hutchinson, Larry Elder. Did Larry Elder even have an announcement, or did he just say he was going to run it like a bingo hall?
I think they just started adding him to the graphics to make it even.
He didn't even, Burgum and Elder didn't even like rent a bingo hall to make their announcement. They just went to play bingo one night and told the old lady across the table from them, "Hey, I think I'm running for president. What do you think?" Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, all the graphics.
Whatever. Yeah. So, but like, there's no way. By the way, they're being very generous with those 1%. And I think the 3 and 4%, honestly, but like they're being very generous because I think that they're just labeling them 1% and not just like, well, it depends on how many people they talk to. So if they talk to only 100 people, this is a Family Feud survey. Mm-hmm. One person may have said Chris Christie. Maybe. Nobody said Doug Burgum. Is it Doug Burgum? I don't even know his first name. I don't even care. Burgum. Doug Burgum. I got it. I'm shocked. It autocorrects to Burgundy in my phone when I go to. My phone thinks he's Ron Burgundy. Who would pull better, by the way? Pull significantly
I think
better.
there's so many people in it that you could just add Ron Burgundy to the graphics.
Nobody
probably
would
notice.
Nobody would know. By the way, this is I have Jason Miller's thing up, so they have all the other like Trump and all. What about the Bidens? That's actually good. What about
now? We're just gonna look at memes.
No, we're not gonna look at. No, that's not a meme. That's the cover of the New York Post. Oh. That's a publication.
No, I know.
That's a national publication.
But whatever one was next to it was a meme.
Yeah. Wow. Joe Biden did have those garage files, but anyway, so that's Donald Trump is now polling. Yeah, there you go. Faceless truth reactions. I don't even know who Burgum is. No one does. No one knows who Doug Burgum is.
Why don't you just join? Start adding yourself to graphics of
he's governor of New Hampshire.
And just see if anyone
Isn't Doug Burgum the governor of New Hampshire? No, North Dakota. I don't care. I literally don't give a shit about Doug Burgum, governor. I'm looking this up right now. North Dakota. Did you know that?
No, you told me that I can't say. I don't know.
He looks like my old preacher, Gary Sirago, from back in the day. Did you know Gary Sirago?
I didn't know Gary Sirago.
He would pull better than Doug Burgum. I'm not even kidding. Hold on. This is what we'll do right now. This is because we're We're really professional here. There's here he is. Let's get Doug.
We are.
Let's see if we can get this. Oh, come on. Seriously?
What's happening?
No, I just blew. Every time I click on it, there's PBS something. Let's see. North Dakota. Well, this just. There he is, Doug Burgum. But I just want to. I wish I could blow that up more. See this guy right here? I'm going to see if I can't find Gary Sirago on Facebook real quick. Out. Because I just.
Great work.
I would like to know why my. I think I got him. I'm not even kidding. You're going to look at this and you're going to be like, wait, what? I need to find a good picture of him. No, that's the son. This is too much work already.
I don't think anyone cares.
No one cares. But he looks like Gary.
This through or not?
I don't. Yeah, nobody cares. Okay, it doesn't matter. All right, so let's go to all of the other reactions, and I'm going to go to a lib site for this because I thought that was very well put together by them, and they make my life easy sometimes. These libs. 538 did an article how other candidates are reacting to Trump's federal indictment. There he is. Look at that. That lady's trying to look around him. The lady right there. Sarah?
I can't see.
I can't see. She hadn't seen the sun in like 28 minutes. And she was just trying to see if
Like
she could.
I just want to get a tan.
She just needed some vitamin D. All right. So the felony charges, blah, 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 blah. Here we go. Ron DeSantis.
Exploring with Ben and Sam on YouTube. Can you throw up their comment about not knowing? They said, I should have known since I lived in North Dakota for a while, but even I didn't know who he was.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows who Doug Burgum. Nobody knows who Doug Burgum is. So.
And none of them can compete with Nikki Haley's koozie strategy. So
they can't. So
what'd she say? What'd she do?
I don't know. We're going to find out. We're going to go to her page. But so hold on. Let's do Ron DeSantis first, since he's the only one that matters other than Trump himself. The weaponization of federal law enforcement represents a mortal threat to the free society. We have for years witnessed an uneven application of the law depending upon political affiliation. So why so zealous in pursuing Trump yet so passive about Hillary or Hunter? The DeSantis administration will bring accountability to the DOJ, excise political bias, and end weaponization once and for all. Okay. I mean, I like that he plugged himself there at the end, even though he did the Trump thing. What do you think, Al?
I mean, it's a very long way of not taking an opinion on whether or not Trump should be indicted. Basically, what he's saying is just that if Trump's indicted, that we also need to apply it, the legal system evenly to the other side. But he's not saying Trump shouldn't have been indicted. He didn't say that in itself it's a political witch hunt. He just said that basically the wrongdoing is in what they're not doing, not what they are doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a better article, by the way, for this.
What about Chris Christie blocking people's sunlight?
Well, no. So I went to CBS News. Once in a while, they do well. I don't need to see video. We have this pulled up. So CBS News, here's all the reactions. So Tim Scott, shortly after the news broke, Tim Scott of South Carolina also slammed what he called the weaponization of the Justice Department. The one thing that makes America the city on a hill is confidence in our justice system. And today we see is a justice system where scales are weighted. Scott said he went on to claim that he would purge all the injustices and impurities of our system, but did not address specifics for the possible allegations against the former president because it's BS. And Tim Scott is I would say he's running for vice president. What do you think?
That's what it.
Trump's got nothing bad to say about that man. I got nothing bad to say about him.
Congratulated him when he got into the race, which
I have nothing bad to say, and I've got lots of. I talk shit all the time. I got nothing bad to say about Tim Scott. Guy's a good guy.
No, he's been doing awesome.
Now, somebody I do have lots to say bad about is Mike Pence. Michael with mother.
Can you not do this?
He calls his wife mother.
I don't want you to do this again. It's so creepy because I hate it. It makes
it's good for the daytime audience, Alex.
No, it makes my skin crawl.
It's good for the daytime audience.
It's not.
Mike Pence
it's better than when you
calls
say it at
his wife mother. But... Mother will allow me to run for president. Anyway, Mike Pence. By the way, I can't wait to see. The only reason I want Trump to debate, I want to see him and DeSantis, but I want to see him against Mike Pence. That's it. Clear the stage. I just want Trump and Mike Pence, or I'll donate nearly $8 to whatever campaign can get both of the, and not Mike Pence, obviously. You might as well just set your money on fire. It's Mike Pence's campaign is about as effective as praying the gay away. All right. I had hoped the Department of Justice would see its way clear to resolve these issues with the former president without moving forward with charges, and I'm deeply troubled to see this indictment move forward. There we go. It's good to note, though, that like most of his staffers are either on The View or CNN. Have you noticed that his old comms staffers are showing up on? I mean, Alyssa Farah was his comms director, right?
Fun how that happens.
Mm-hmm. Ain't that crazy? What kind of conservative would go rep on those shows? Because number one, who would they hire? Not necessarily who would be on it, because lots of people would line up to be on it. I mean, hell, if you got that opportunity, I'd tell you to go do it.
If you did it, go.
I'd be hell. Well, as a trans woman of color, I could take that position. Actually, they should give me my radio show now.
Just put on a wig and.
No, you don't have to put on a wig.
That's true. That's passing.
Who are you to say?
I'm sorry
that I'm not transitioning right now. Who are you? Honestly. And you can still be attracted to women while you're transitioning and whatever too. You never have to. Anyway.
What did Miss Kuzi say?
I like that it's highlighted because I Googled. What did Nikki Haley say? It's the first time. Actually, we're probably going to get a nice handwritten note in the mail.
From Nikki Haley?
Yeah, that says, thank you for being the one person in history that Googled what did Nikki Haley have to say about something.
They had like little like confetti cannons going off in their office.
Thanks, Nick.
We got one.
We got one.
It's like they probably all the little PR staffers probably have the Google alerts on, and this is
we got a ping from near DFW airport.
There's like a bell that goes off, confetti lights. Wow, wow, wow.
No. It's the Oh no. Now I can get this. I can get this one. Hold on. I got this is what it is. Now let's see if it comes up fast enough for me to be able to pull this off. But hold on. It's this. I'm sorry for taking so long to do this, people. This is what happens when you Google Nikki Haley.
Hello, Ghostbusters. Yes, of course they're serious.
Did you really look up Nikki Haley?
You do?
Wait, do we get something there?
Yeah. No
What
kidding.
she thinks about a topic?
Well, just
any topic?
We got one!
That's Nikki Haley's office when I looked up what she had to say. All right. Nikki said, this is not how justice should be pursued in our country. No. Wow. Even her response fucking sucks. All right,
Wait,
next.
read it again because I didn't realize what was happening.
There was so little. Nikki Haley, her served as an ambassador, blah, blah, blah. Who gives a shit? This is not how justice should be pursued in our country. The American people are exhausted by the prosecutorial overreach. God, I can't read today. Double standards and vendetta politics. It's time to move beyond drama and distractions, she wrote. I'm already asleep. She's so boring. God, she's like worse than Jeb. We got one!
I'm surprised he's not back in.
Yeah, he might as well.
Why not?
He might get 1.5%. Doubtful. Tell people to clap. Chris Christie reacted by going to the Golden Corral and hovering over the chocolate fountain. He said, as I said before, no one's above the law, no matter how much they wish they were. We will have more to say when the facts are revealed. Chris Christie's going with the Orange Man bad now, because Orange Man never gave him a job in the old administration, so he's very mad.
Wow.
Do you know that Chris Christie has a camel toe?
Yeah, because I put it on the thumbnail for our last.
Can I
episode.
We're never going to escape this, by the way.
No.
Baseball uniform. Chris Christie baseball uniform. This is like, let me tell you something. Anytime I'm feeling bad about myself. The article even says it. Hold on. Chris Christie wears unfortunately tight pants at celebrity softball game. Who picked him for the team? Al.
I don't know.
Hold on. Sorry. Game changers. Sorry. What just happened? There's a pop-up and then there wasn't a pop-up. What's
maybe later. Say maybe later.
I can't click on it. It's not giving me it's weird. It's not giving me the option. Oh, there it is. Got it. There we go.
I'm very confused by this FUPA situation that's happening.
What's confusing? He's got a front butt. He's going for the front butt vote. That's that 1%, front butts. Hey, look.
Representing fupas and camel toes
In
everywhere.
2023, though, that's healthy.
He should be on the health.
He should be on
Health.
the cover of Cosmo.
And health.
He's a healthy man. Like Chris Christie. Did you ever see the video of him holding the nachos? Did I ever pull up that video of him holding the nachos?
Yeah, last stream it was only like our last stream was only fat jokes about Chris Christie, I think. I forget what the episode was about other than that.
That man, hold on. I just want to hold on. Let's get this video out of the way. That man can hold nachos. Like he had them. If this is the nachos, he had them like this. Like he had the I've never he held nachos better than I've seen most parents hold their babies. This man can really he had a one armor.
He's protecting like a mama gorilla.
Yeah. It's and he can yell. He can he one arm stiff arming people with his nachos. Get out of the way. He's coming through. All right, let's see. Asa Hutchinson. This guy. Like again, nobody knows who he is. He was governor of Arkansas. You know, they have like a 22% tax on liquor in certain parts of Arkansas. We were there.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know because you didn't pay.
I didn't pay.
But if you would have paid, you would have gagged at the price.
I listened to you complain about paying.
Yeah.
And saying we're never going back to Arkansas again.
Would you like to get a drink at a bougie restaurant in New York City or Bentonville, Arkansas? You pick. Same price. That explains Asa Hutchinson. With the news that Donald Trump has been indicted for a second time, our country finds itself in a position that weakens our democracy. Donald Trump's actions, from his willful disregard for the Constitution to his disrespect for the rule of law. This guy claims to be a Republican, by the way. Should not define our nation or the Republican Party. This is a sad day for our country. So, Asa Hutchinson's, and it gives a fuck if I pronounce his name wrong. His angle, he's like totally orange man bad. This is the guy, by the way, that it's so easy to forget because, again, it's Arkansas. He vetoed when the legislature wanted to ban trans athletes from girls' sports. Yep.
Like who are you trying to reach with that?
Does he know what state he lives in?
Was it one of those situations where like, I mean, how like clean was the bill? Was
clean?
It wasn't like one of those like Trojan horse bills.
It's like a one pager.
Jeez, that's not good. Because I am always very wary of that because I think a lot of times stuff like that gets covered, and a lot of times there's other reasons. But if that was the sole reason, like that's all the bill was, that's not not great.
And he just shot it down. So that's a thing. That's a thing. So those are all the people there. Tim Scott. I mean, do any of these people have a single chance against Trump? Honestly, Ron DeSantis might, but it doesn't look like it. Unless it's going to take a miracle. It's going to take Trump actually getting arrested in law. Even then, I think it would be the largest write-in campaign in American history. If Donald Trump wasn't on, by the way, you know who has
it wouldn't even be write-in. He can still run.
Yeah, it's true. But say he gets removed, but say there's a state law that gets enacted that says that he can't run if he's indicted in a state or something like that. Say they start jiggering with more laws in certain states. He would have the largest write-in campaign. It would be very
interesting to see how people reacted if they start adding new laws that take away his rights. Because you can. I mean, you can still run. Even if he's charged, you can still run.
Yeah. But you know who has the record for the most successful and largest write-in campaign in American history, right?
No.
Lisa Murkowski.
Oh.
Do you know what's remarkable about that? They had to teach hundreds of thousands of people how to spell Murkowski. That's about her. That's like her greatest accomplishment in her entire political career, by the way.
That actually is like.
They had to spell Lisa Murkowski. And I believe it's Murkowski.
I thought it was ER.
MUR.
Really? Well, I wouldn't have.
And yeah, your vote wouldn't have counted. Literally, you had to spell it correctly in order for it to count.
The Kowski's fine, but I always assumed that the Mur was like mermaid.
And they had shirts where it was phonetically spelled on the shirt.
Oh, that's smart.
I don't know what Mur was. I think it's MUR, and then a cow, and then skis. but it really didn't make sense because the cow is a C.
Oh, I see what you're
and a
saying.
K. I have the shirt somewhere. They gave me one of the shirts.
I feel like it would be better if you spelled it out like the dictionary kind of format instead of
Thank God she won that election, by the way. We needed another liberal Republican that would never vote with anyone, like wouldn't vote for a single conservative. Like, I mean, Alaska should be conservative. How do they elect someone like her? I think her dad was governor at some point. There was a nepotism move somewhere in there that helped her career.
Nepo baby.
Yeah. There was definitely a nepotism move that came in there at some point. So all these people, right now, the best candidate is Joe Rogan, and he isn't even running. I mean, I'll be honest with you. If I'm Tucker Carlson, I throw my name in. Wouldn't you, Al? Oh no, he's doing pretty good. I'm sure he's doing okay over there at the Twitter with the 1 trillion views on his first show. If you scroll past it, it counts as a view. If it's in your, like, I mean, guys. By the way, that's another thing. Look, I don't not like Tucker. Like, I like Tucker a lot. I think he's brilliant. But those views are like, as long as somebody like scrolled over it, you got a view. That's pretty obvious. He did not have like 80 million people see his first show. He probably had about 10 I'd say 10 to 15.
He probably had more people than he did on Fox.
I bet 5 or 6 times as many. He averaged about 3 million on Fox.
Yeah, I think so.
So he probably had 15 to 18.
The difference is that it's like how many people stay tuned in and how many people watched through.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see, because we haven't talked about that too. That's an interesting thing going on over there with suing him.
Oh yeah,
that happened. We weren't streaming that day.
By the way, somebody in the chat just said, didn't Tucker just get a huge media deal? No, the current deal is Faceless Truth Reactions. The current deal is Fox is demanding Tucker Carlson cease and desist in a new letter. Here, let's cover it. It's news.
Let's cover it.
So here we go. Scoop. According to Axios, Fox sends Tucker Carlson a cease and desist letter. So here's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Why it matters, and again, Axios is pretty good at breaking this stuff down for the simple, including me.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. They're saying that he got 169 million views, but I'm telling you right now, this is how a view went: 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how it went. Okay, so every time you scroll by it got another view. So 169 million views for its first 2 episodes. And you best believe, again, if I'm Elon Musk, I want that to happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, it shows the accessibility of content on social versus mainstream media. Like that, the discoverability on social is, it's not even in the same ballpark as mainstream.
No.
It's so much easier to come across new content and for it to be seen by people who, wouldn't seek out a station like Fox.
Well, also it's free.
Yeah.
And Fox is not. That's the other.
It's a good.
So, and we're going to talk about this. Why it matters. The contract battle between Fox and its former top host, who was taken off the air after the network's historic Dominion settlement, has mighty repercussions for the conservative media ecosystem. I can't read today.
Enunciate, Tim. Enunciate.
Tucker on Twitter. Here's the thing. With Tucker on Twitter, Carlson and his growing production team are working to elevate Elon Musk's social media site as a news platform. Details: the cease and desist letter has not for publication in bold at the top. Oh, wow. Got it. Not for publication. So here's what they're going to do. Fox is continuing to pay Carlson and maintains that his contract keeps his content exclusive to Fox through December 31st, 2024. So whatever he gets paid, and I agree with them on this. You may not like what happened there, but according to his contract, and his contract isn't going to be like a 1-pager or a 2-pager.
No.
We're talking like
massive.
It's going to be a massive thing.
It's a book.
A lot of people don't know I have a law degree I don't use. And I've signed media contracts before, and I know what entails on these things. When you sign an exclusive, you sign an exclusive, and I think he actually loses this.
And Fox is like, when you have like a major corporation like that too,
it's News Corp.
Their
monster.
Contracts are, at every single thing. And
But you are
written in every single way of phrasing one thing. And
so there's a chance here, and I like Tucker, so don't get me wrong with all this. There's a chance that everybody here is wrong. And that's something that no one seems to be able to grasp. All right? That everyone here is wrong. So I don't think in any world would I, as a TV executive, bench Tucker Carlson.
right.
What they're doing right now is something called icing. They are icing this guy. They're trying to kill him. I mean, he's making his money. But by putting him on the bench,
him out of the equation.
Mm-hmm. They are crushing them, and you usually do that to employees or media people who you hate, like who the executives want to just ruin the career of. So you ice them. So he's still going to make. I don't know what he makes. He makes multiple millions a year.
A lot
Fox.
of millions, I think.
And he's still accepting that paycheck.
Is he?
Yes, he is. He's still getting paid. It's going somewhere. And so when you have that deal, you can't have any kind of competition to yourself, which would be Tucker on Twitter. So their case, and I know you guys don't like Fox and you like Tucker. I like Tucker. I like both, actually, but like, don't kill me. All right. I have no qualms with anybody here. But the network who is paying you has a right to say that you can't do this stuff. And I saw one of my good friends in media the other day say that this is stifling his First Amendment. It is not. He knowingly signed a contract that said, I can't compete with this channel that is paying me millions of dollars. This isn't any kind of indentured servitude. This isn't any kind of like stifling free speech. He signed a contract for millions and millions of dollars to perform for them. And it's that network's choice, albeit a bad one, to not put him on.
Well, I think it's allegedly part of their settlement with Dominion. So I don't think it's because they hate him or anything personal.
Well, it's a mistake because he was their number one show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously, I don't think it's personal. Did I say that was personal?
No, but you said it's a bad idea.
Like
usually you do it if you don't like them. Yeah. But I think in this case, it's a little bit different because I think it's like.
But it's a speculation. We don't know.
Yeah. But if that is the case.
Timing seems right.
If that is the case, well, the people were reporting on that. And I don't know how legitimate the sources were on that. But people were reporting it as if it was fact that it had to do with the settlement.
If you asked me, I'd be like, I mean, they caved pretty quick. That was 7. And I don't know what all the details were. I would just imagine, and again, I've talked about this on the radio, and I think I've talked about this on the podcast with you before, Al. What happened and why this was, I think Fox would have ultimately won this lawsuit.
They don't want to go into Discovery.
In the middle of winning, they would have burned every one of their hosts to the ground and burned all of their profitability to the ground. Because private communications, emails that would reveal opinions of things, awful statements. You've got your every kind of like Slack channel, and any kind of communications would be part of this lawsuit. And so they would go through and just try to find if you said anything racist or anything sexist or any kind of, and like just literally like just spilled it, and it all would have leaked. So this was this was just basically an attack. This is I don't think they had grounds, obviously, because people can have their opinion on Dominion voting and whatever they do. That's totally legal. But and Fox has in many lawsuits said, hey, we're an entertainment channel. We're not. And all of the channels have MSNBC and CNN. All of them say that they're entertainment channels ultimately and not news presenters.
Right.
And you can tell, any genius or non-genius can tell when you see a show, when you give like 30 seconds of an information and then opinion, and then the rest is 30 seconds of facts and then opinion for
the rest of the show.
59:30 or whatever, 44:30, I think is what it works out to without commercials. But so they would have won, but the game was get all the dirt that we can through all of the internal communications. And apparently, I mean, I can only imagine what it was like being executive for Fox. You get through everything there and you take a look at everything that came through and you go, oh my God, we're screwed. Just pay these people some money. And they paid them a lot of money. And then I think there was probably, and I think it's speculated, not from me, a handshake deal on getting rid of some hosts, which is insane to me.
But when you're looking at the trade-off, like you said, if they had not had agreed on a settlement and they had gone into Discovery and all that stuff had become public, it's like you're weighing, is that effect going to kind of can our hosts anyway, or do we, take the step to avoid it? But I think it's a horrible look for them to pursue further legal action against Tucker, especially when he's taking to a social media platform instead of a cable network.
Tandiff Coach says Tucker's not competing with a channel. Twitter is an entirely different platform than cable TV. He's competing with a channel. You're totally wrong. When you produce another show that will take eyes off the channel, you're competing with the channel. That the argument that it's a totally different platform does not stand. And you best believe that contract with News Corp is going to have everything.
Single, yeah.
Any major media contract that I have ever had has everything in it. Mm-hmm. So socials, social media, online presence, yada yada, the whole thing.
And I think that more likely than not, if it didn't have that outlined that way, I don't think that they would be pursuing this, considering the optics. Like they're not going to pursue something that they didn't think that they could win.
Yeah, they're going to win this
because this is going to make so many people, who already I think have a bad taste in their mouth about the situation and are supporting Tucker, that this is not going to help, any chance of bringing those people back. So I think that they wouldn't pursue this unless there was the clear outline in the contract.
I don't think so. Faceless Truth says Tucker's pretty religious, which irks the Murdochs. I don't think it bothers them at all. It's all about profit, man. TV's all about profit. They don't care about a lot of this stuff.
Well, and we've said this before, but there are just so many elements of this that we'll become privy to over time as this becomes more public, especially if a case gets publicized. But there's so many elements I think that people go back and forth on, even us just in this one conversation. That's like, we just don't know. Like, it's very easy to have an opinion on what the information is right now, but we have to consider that we have a very limited scope of the information.
Well, let's go like on a minor level, right? Mm-hmm. So I would co-host a show called Like It or Not on Fox 5. Mm-hmm. Local Fox in DC. I can't on my days off or otherwise go onto my social media platform and have a show called Like It or Not. Mm-hmm. Or I can't go on there and have a show that runs at the same time, or I can't have a show that would take away from that exact show, which is exactly what's happening here.
Right.
It's just common sense. Like the argument, and again, you're going to see this is going to lose, so don't get excited when or don't get too upset when your favorite commenters online are totally wrong with this. Tucker's First Amendment rights are not being taken away. He's getting paid very handsomely to be iced, and that is it's a dirty move.
I don't understand why anyone, like, even if you disagree with it or think that he's in the right or that they won't be able to actually do anything, I don't understand the First Amendment argument. I feel like, and we talked about this recently too with people's perception about what the First Amendment is
wrong.
People act like it's just
it's the government infringing on your right to speech. Companies that you sign contracts with can tell you what to say.
That's why you sign the contract. That's why you get paid millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's going to throw millions of dollars at you without contractually mitigating the risk of, because why would they put so much money towards somebody if the person then could just turn around and go to social media?
This is it's almost like there's too deep of an idea here, because everything is so black and white and everybody's so used to screaming about the Constitution and stuff all the time. It doesn't apply when you're signing a contract with somebody. Mm-hmm. It's, for instance, I'm allowed to tell you, you're hot in public, but if we worked in the same company together, and I said you were hot, that's an HR problem. It's not my First Amendment right to tell you you're hot, or whatever, slap your butt. Like that's, whatever, again, like there's a difference, and people need to realize that there's a total difference between First Amendment right from the government has to stop it. Mm-hmm. So Fox News isn't taking away his First Amendment right. He's getting paid still very well.
It's still a contractual obligation. But I want to, if you're okay with this, I want to pivot kind of back to the original topic, since now we're getting more viewers, and that's what we advertised as.
Yeah, let's do it.
So we're testing out new times, guys, by the way. So if you're new here, welcome.
Yeah, we're playing around. We're having a good time. I think I like the daytime better.
I'm more tired. I'm definitely more awake during the night, but
I'm not. You're talking to somebody who does morning radio.
I know, and you're always like so.
I'm up in the morning.
So on top of it in the morning. I don't understand how you're like so peppy when you do the morning show.
Well, because I get paid to do it. It helps out. It helps when I get paid in American dollars. So
no crypto.
I really like the two sides here. What comes down to, you've got these losers who are running against Trump, and Asa Hutchinson and Chris Christie, who are weighing in and saying, like, this is yelling the end of democracy because Trump is bad, Orange Man bad. I'm so tired of that. Like, who are they convincing? Who are these like rhino Republicans convincing to vote for them? Are they like, Democrats aren't going to vote for them in general? Like, who's going to vote for them? The Lincoln Project? Are they still around? I think they are.
Are they?
I think they are.
Didn't they recently say they did some statement on something, and I think
Nobody
you were like,
cares.
even the Lincoln Project was saying stuff, and they're like, everybody's like, wait, they exist still?
Yeah. Nobody cares about them. They made a lot of money in the last election.
Well, and I think that's the answer to your question. Who are these people trying to reach?
Oh,
Donors that hate Trump.
yeah.
That's, I mean, they're just,
Look,
they're
let's be real.
stashing the cash.
Chris Christie ain't making money. He's not doing well. He's not getting like Lincoln Day dinner speeches and stuff like that. I'm probably getting better. I'm getting more bookings than Chris Christie. And so he's got to do something. So he probably has one big billionaire donor that really hates Trump.
Mhm.
And is like, I'll fund your campaign. And that'll pay for your, you can write off lunches on a campaign, regardless size. They were like, were there 4 people at that lunch? No, it was just Chris. It's not a fat joke. But I think that's it. And same with Asa Hutchinson. Who the hell has maybe like the Walmart people or something? By the way, somebody in the chat said that they actually lived in Bentonville and they never voted for Asa Hutchinson.
I saw that.
That's what I can't figure out why these people, other than trying to make money, because what's Asa Hutchinson doing? Nothing. Does he even live in Arkansas? Does the governor of Arkansas have to live in Arkansas?
Couldn't tell you.
I know Sarah Sanders does now. She's good. But sorry, my nose is like, the allergies are getting to me. Yeah. You think I'm Hunter Biden? I rub my nose in. But Sarah Sanders lives there. What is the goal of Asa Hutchinson? Do you think he's got a big donor too, like a Walmart person or so?
I mean,
hates
look,
Trump?
all of
'Cause
these,
they gotta
all
hate
of
Trump,
these people,
right?
all of these people need to have a big donor, at least one big donor, in order to do this. So, I mean, what's it cost to? It costs like a shit ton of money to run for
I
president.
think it costs $25,000 is the filing fee. Let me figure out.
Oh my gosh, what's
Filing
happening to us?
fee to run.
Welcome to the sneeze show.
Maybe
Welcome
not. Hold
to
on.
Texas allergies.
Let me see.
Oh, my
Filing
goodness
period.
gracious.
Blah 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 blah. Lieutenant governor, president. So if you're running for U.S. representative, where is this? Is this just in? This is just in Texas. It's $3,100. If you're running for governor, it's $3,700. Lieutenant governor is $37. A lot of $3,700s until you're down to state senator where it costs $1,250. But I don't see president. I just pulled up the filing fees for that. Running for president in Texas. Okay. It's Texas. I think it's like $25,000.
We'll just can this.
Although they're like the total presidential campaigns were like 3.1 billion last time. I mean, does that really influence? Is anyone's vote really influenced by that? I mean, I think that's what's important is that the Democrats have realized that they can just influence the vote by using the deep state and the FBI to tell social media companies what to do. Saves a lot of money. Saves a lot of donor money.
Strategy.
You can throw a lot more. Yeah, it's way easier to win an election when you have the FBI manipulating social media. You can use this fun.
Okay, what's going on?
No, my allergies are going
You're like-
freaking nuts. I literally can't keep my hands off my face right now.
You're like rubbing your nose.
Did the AC
your
come on and just
eyes.
like blow straight like pollen through the house just now?
I don't know. I started
I'm like looking at the
sneezing as well.
TV to see if there's anything on the TV. There's what were we talking about for president?
How much it costs to run for
Yeah, it's
president?
like $25,000.
Here's my confusion about all these anti-Trumpers coming into the race. Because I think that it's very much agreed upon that the only person that actually would have a chance to beat Trump is DeSantis.
And well.
And the more people that are coming into the race, you're not taking away the Trump vote. Trump supporters are going to vote for Trump. What you're doing is you're taking away the anti-Trump vote. And so the more people that get in with this anti-Trump messaging, the better chance that Trump has.
And DeSantis right now is polling 38 points behind Trump right now.
It is not looking good.
Do you think DeSantis wins the Florida primary?
If he doesn't,
That is just going to be
that's just
embarrassing.
good. I think he will. I think Florida is really happy with him, but also they might not want him to be president.
You don't be a boss
They might
move.
want him there.
You don't be a boss move. If DeSantis lost Florida, if Trump like sent over to the campaign ticket, two free tickets for free steak dinner at Mar-a-Lago on the house, complimentary, no drinks, just two steak dinners on the house at Mar-a-Lago for thanks for coming. Here's a parting gift. That's something he would do.
Do you think DeSantis wins Iowa?
He could win Iowa, but that would be the only one I think he'd win out of the first couple.
Really?
I think, I mean, because they are ultra conservative there, and they may like, you know, do the little to Trump, the little
what?
Up, turn their nose up, do the little little pearl clutch, little nosy up. And it's not like a normal vote. It's it's caucuses, right? So they stand around in a room and stare at each other, and they're like, all right, if you want to vote for Trump, move to the left. And then they have
Everyone
to move to like
on
the
this
part.
side.
Yeah, that's what they do. You know that, right? Did you know that?
I mean,
A lot of people don't really, when they hear
I
the
don't
Iowa
really
caucus.
understand. Yeah,
That's why it's called the Iowa caucus, and it's not like the primary election. It's the first primary, but like Patriot Tommy says, no way he wins Iowa. I live on the border, and they are heavy for Don from what I've seen. I mean, the thing is, here's the thing. You have to be one of the geeks that are involved in the caucusing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have to stand around there, and sometimes it takes hours while you stand around and shift around a room. I mean, I honestly don't fully understand how the Iowa caucus works. I just know it's a convoluted mess.
I don't understand either.
It's a convoluted mess. And I do remember in 2016, I think there was an event where I believe it was Ted Cruz was talking, and Trump walked into the room on the opposite side of the gym or wherever they were, the VFW, where they were voting. And everybody ran over to Trump and just left him standing there. But yeah.
Yep, so sad. I'm surprised he hasn't hopped in. Wasn't he supposed to hop in?
Who? Ted Cruz?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's on with Trump now.
Oh, is he?
God, he'd make a good Supreme Court justice. They should just nominate like a 21-year-old ultra conservative that like
stay forever.
Yeah. Just show up. No legal experience whatsoever. Just knows like I'm just gonna say whatever Clarence Thomas tells me to say. I'm on that. I'm with that. But yeah, so this is what's interesting to me. Tommy says DeSantis can't fill a small gym with supporters. My thing with DeSantis, that launch, like, has he had a big event with like a huge crowd yet? Has he done like a big rally?
I think that they're just filling like airplane hangars and stuff. That's what it looks like to me. You know, when they have like those little airplane hangar events.
Has he been doing airplane hangar events?
I think little ones.
Has he been hanging out in hangars?
He's been hanging with the hangars.
Has he been hanging with the hangars?
Hanging out.
I just don't know, like, again, and I don't have any problems with DeSantis. I like a lot of these guys other than Christine Hutchinson, and I don't like Nikki Haley either.
Miss Koozie.
And I don't know, what's his name? Burger.
Bird dog.
Bergder.
Mr. Bird Dog.
Mr. Bergder.
Burger.
Bergder from North Dakota. Nobody cares. There are people that live in North Dakota that don't even know who Doug Burgum is.
What, people in our chat.
Yeah, they don't know who he is.
I should
Nobody
know,
knows.
but I have no idea.
Nobody knows. I mean, also people know Trump puts on a hell of a show. Who's showing up? Again, like a candidate that thinks they're going to run like Trump is a mistake because Trump can put on a hell of a show, right? Like, so like people, like you're going to go there. He's going to tell some jokes. He's going to get real serious. There's highs, there's lows. He might hug an American flag.
God bless his.
He throws out hats that are signed.
His teleprompter person that like always has to just like pause and wait.
He does what I do when I give
read
speech
and go.
So that's why, like, so honestly, one of my things the entire time with Trump and why I never had a problem with Trump and why I never clutched pearls is because number one, he's a comedian, but he behaves the way that I do when I like talk. I have a couple of
you go off the wall.
I just go. I have talking points, and then it's like, all right, well, if you ever listen to me on radio, in particular when I do 3 hours, I'll have a plan, right? And nobody sees the plan. The producers do. And so there's a couple of bullet points. So I'll get through like 2 of the bullet points, and then something will hit me, and then I'm like off on that for an hour. And that's like what a Trump speech is. Because what is he doing? Nothing. Sitting around thinking about how to fix the country. And just, he's got lots to say, and he'll make lots of jokes and just go on and on and on.
I will say my favorite Trump moment was when we were, there's 2 Trump moments that were my favorite, but one I was actually at in person, and it was, he was talking, and this veteran, and he must have been like 90 years old, this older man. He started just saluting Trump, and so everyone was like yelling at Trump to notice. The guy was in the front row, and Trump started getting worried because he thought maybe something had happened or something, because everyone's like shouting at him. So he looks around and he's like, what? And he goes, oh, a veteran. Hello, veteran. It was just like, I don't know why. It was so funny to me.
Yeah.
The other one was when he was like, you all know the N-word, and he's like, no, not that one, nuclear. That was just like one of those moments. It's like, wait, did that just actually happen? Those are my two favorite Trump moments. Also, one of the events that I was at was when he started going on the tangent about how the windmills are bird killing, bird massacre machines, and so my sister for Christmas that year painted me a painting of dead birds by the windmill. It was quite a nice
I'm picking
gift.
my teeth, by the way. I'm the least.
Why are you touching every part of your face? And we have all these new
because
viewers
COVID's over and I can touch my face as much as I want. Remember, the beginning, when they did all the stuff on COVID, where you have to constantly
don't touch your face. And if you touch your face, you have to wash your hands for 30 seconds.
You have to do a whole thing. You have to sing like Old MacDonald while you wash your hands. And
turn around 3 times and say Bloody Mary in the mirror. Dr. Fauci, Dr. Fauci, Dr. Fauci.
I got into it with upper management at Fox 5 when I was there, because when COVID first started, we were still in still on air and still together. We had a hand sanitizer station that you could walk by. And I carried it on set, and I put it next to me on set. And every time I would say something, I would hit the hand sanitizer and the boss was watching from home, and he called in and he said, "Get that away from Tim Young. Get it off the set." I'm like, I thought we were supposed to be.
I'm setting the example.
I'm setting the example.
I'm setting a good example
by using up all of the Purell that's apparently very bad for you. I think somebody came up with a study, and I would just sit there and keep doing this the entire time.
Do you remember? It's just so crazy to me. And I was thinking this the other day about how and maybe it didn't for you since you continue to travel around and not give a shit, but how much the normal, the new normal, started to actually feel like the new normal of seeing people in masks.
My favorite part of the new normal was
not having a new normal.
People standing 6 feet away from me at all times. God bless them. Please always do that. Never stop doing that. Going to airports because I traveled the entire time, 10 months. Going to airports where there was no one. God bless them. No food was open either, but I don't care. Empty airports. Oh my God. Empty trains, empty everything. I loved it. I loved traveling the country with nobody around. It was amazing. It was the greatest year of my life. I mean, other than meeting you. Toss up.
Probably still better.
Yeah. No, but I remember too, when they started saying you need to get tested, you need to get your temperature checked and stuff or whatever when you go into a restaurant. And my whole thing was, great, then I want hepatitis and AIDS checks for everyone holding a knife in the kitchen.
Yeah.
They could have any kind of STD or whatever in the kitchen cooking your food, but they're worried about your temperature coming in with a sneeze. My other favorite thing with COVID was the masks that when people would take them off were brown on the inside.
Yeah, it's well, I got cystic acne from wearing masks. As soon as the mask mandate went away, my skin actually cleared up because you can feel it. You're breathing your own bacteria into your face. You're cooking it into your skin essentially. It's disgusting.
A good way to avoid getting bacteria on your face and acne was to not wear a mask.
Right.
Didn't you work somewhere that shouldn't have forced you?
No, well, I didn't wear it at work. We never wore it at work, but at the grocery store, we couldn't go into the grocery store without it. I didn't. Wow. I barely wore one, but you would get kicked out.
You. Well, it's different. So it was different.
No, you would get kicked out.
It was different. It was different for men and women because remember all the videos of people harassing people not wearing masks in grocery stores. It was usually some flaming gay man going after a woman. Or a woman going after a woman. You never saw anybody go after anybody that looked like me.
No one that could pack a punch.
Mm-mm.
I will say that the one time I did not mind wearing a mask was on airplanes because, and I obviously, I like my freedom to not wear masks, but you've seen me, I sleep with my mouth open when I fall asleep. And so on planes, I'll just be knocked out, and no one could tell. That was the only time where I was like, this, at least I'm not getting like embarrassing.
The flight attendants didn't care. Most of the planes I was on, they didn't care.
They cared on ours because we had people, we'd travel from work events and we had people that would try to take them off. And like they were, I think it depends what plane you were on.
You're literally in
Who
a
is it?
can sitting directly next to someone, and they think that a piece of cloth was going to stop. I
I'm
mean,
not
again, these are the
saying
people,
that it
these are the
makes
trusted,
sense.
they're
I'm
the
just
same
saying I
people who
like-
say that there's more than two genders. Science. If you mutilate yourself, you can change whatever you are. No, you can't. You can't. That's right. Here you go. So there we go. Love living in Texas. This is exploring with Ben and Sam. Love living in Texas. Masks were just for limited stuff. I was in the energy sector, so I didn't have to be locked down. But damn, when I was on road trips, filming new locations, because gas was so cheap. Yep. Dude, gas was 99 cents. I paid 99 cents a gallon when I first started driving the country. My first flight to Texas from DC was $19. That's when I went on the, that's when I started taking off, when I realized how cheap travel was.
Mhm.
And then everything was so screwed up that like you would pay $19 and then they're like, hey, we canceled a flight because of whatever. You can now use that $19 flight for any flight you want. So I was flipping $19 into like what would be like a $350 trip now, and booking like day before. They didn't care. It was amazing. I had the best time. I had the best 2020. I really like. I should do like. I really should write a book about it.
I was just
Little
at
light
my
now.
day job.
It was. I made it my day job.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's get a couple more things in here. Trump is up 61. Was it 61-23?
None of the things that they're, that they've predicted would change the polling, like DeSantis getting into the race, these indictments, none of it is even touching Trump.
Yeah. So
He just keeps going up and up.
yeah, he's not going to lose. I can't imagine him. And honestly, every indictment is like, you might as well just give him free $8 billion worth of free advertising.
Right.
I mean, I said this on a podcast the other day. I was on with a couple of Trump staffers.
Mhm.
They're not currently on the campaign, but they were pretty high ranked in the old campaign, Tim Murtaugh and Sonny Joy Nelson. And so they asked, like, we were talking about the indictments. They're like, what's your reaction, Tim, been to these indictments?
Mhm.
At the beginning of this race, I was tossed up between candidates. I didn't know who I was going to vote for. You indict that guy, I'm like, we're all in. We're like, it's like, have you seen the meme of like calm Mel Gibson and then like Braveheart Mel Gibson, like voting in 2016 versus voting in 2024? It's like, that's like where I am now. Like I couldn't get there fast. I will not be able to get there fast enough. So I just can't imagine another candidate overtaking him. Now, whether or not he can win the general with some questionable voting tactics in certain states, that's the next hump. And I really hope that people are preparing for it. Pennsylvania in particular. Pennsylvania is a big one. What are they doing in Wisconsin? What are they doing in Michigan?
Arizona.
Yeah.
My old state.
What are they doing in Arizona? Yeah, no. Well, Arizona's only paper ballots this time.
Yeah, that will be very
So that's a
interesting.
thing. But yeah. Chris Christie. Well, okay, so what are the odds? Like, do you want to put bets down? Like, how much money do you think Chris Christie's going to make on this? You think he's going to write a book? Like, how are they going to get money to these people? How do they get money to these candidates? Because it makes no sense. Why would Chris Christie be in it? Why would Asa Hutchinson be in it? Unless they're going to write books and then magically be bestsellers. I think that's how they funnel. Again, conspiracy theory Tim here. I think that's how they funnel money to these guys. You want to write a book? We'll give you $2 million to write a book.
Right.
Really? For a Chris Christie book? Yeah. Like Nikki Haley can end
Who's
up being an
reading
ambassador again somewhere. Like, because
Yeah.
Trump,
It seems like they're still remaining on friendly terms.
they are. But Chris Christie, what's he doing?
Nothing.
Eating.
He's doing a
What's
lot.
Asa Hutchinson doing? Nothing. He's up in the woods somewhere in Arkansas.
He's apparently
Have you been to
cheering on men
Arkansas?
and ladies sports.
Have you been to Arkansas? I don't want that guy running the country. I'm surprised Bill Clinton was able to, like, you would talk about like scheming. How could someone visit the state of Arkansas and say, we want that person to run this country?
Speaking of Bill Clinton, want to hear something funny? So our friend Lily,
I didn't say yes. Go ahead.
our friend Lily, she's at an HR conference right now. It's like the big HR conference that happens. And and their keynote speaker for the HR conference,
Asa Hutchinson.
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton, really?
For
the
HR.
Human Resources Conference? What is he going to talk about?
What not to do?
Jesus Christ. Like what?
Like I don't understand how
Like the number one,
irony
like this
was-
guy, like not only like beyond sexual harassment, this guy. And he's the keynote speaker at an HR conference?
They would make more sense to have Monica there.
Yes. Maybe.
But like, so
How
apparently
about
he's
none
just,
of the above?
apparently he's just talking about
Juanita Broderick. Put her in, man. I could listen to her for an hour. She's sweet, by the way. She's really nice.
apparently he's just talking about like how to bring diversity like into the workplace, or like
What?
some liberal BS like
What?
that. I don't know.
What?
It's just like, but it's like
How to bring
really there was-
diversity?
or something like
Did
that.
he have
It's-
diversity in his White House? They were all white.
Something like that. I forget. Wait, hold on. Let me
Did
look
he
up.
have a
But she
single?
said that
Did he have a single? Honestly, did he have a single person of color?
I might be
Not
hold
to
on, let
be
me
not
look
to
up-
be a libtard here, but like, did he have a single person of color in his White House? I don't think he did. Diversity. What's he going to show like for his?
Sorry. Apparently the message behind his speech was convincing hearts and minds to embrace progressive change.
What?
But also, like, I'm sorry, I can't not get past the irony of
How to save money. He should do how to save money with your company. Here you go. You find a friend who has charter flights to an island, right? And you just taxi along on his plane to whatever island that is. And then you get a ride to wherever you need to go. Saves the company tons of
Wow.
money.
no need for black cars.
No, you could just fly to a mysterious island full of children and then fly to your next destination for free. It's how to save money. Like what? Seriously, how to bring progress? Come on, man. Okay, he looks bad. By the way.
Embrace- oh,
You
yeah.
talk about somebody who looks like he's got something
He seems very
other than
dementia-y.
demons. Yeah, well, he seems very demony.
Oh.
Like you sold your soul to the devil, and now like it's paying off now. It's like finally catching up to you. Told you we'd take your life force eventually.
It's happening now.
It's happening now. Him and her.
Time's
man.
up.
When's the last time you think they
Time's
felt?
up.
When do you think is the last time that Bill and Hillary were asleep in the same building, like at night? They spent the same night together, not in the same bed, because that's never happened. But like, when's the last time you think they slept in the same house
No, I think they.
or mansion? You think they live together?
No, I don't know. I just know that, like, I mean, I think that
You think that Hillary and Bill live together?
no. But how often? Like, what do they do? Isn't she just in the woods?
They have a house up in.
Yeah, but doesn't she just like wander through the woods and like once in a while people be like, I saw Hillary Clinton
that
in
was
the
the
woods.
biggest bullshit. Remember when they did that? Remember when they did that? They like after she lost the 2016 election, they had like women were like, I happened to be walking through the woods one day,
And I
as
saw
a woman
Hillary
does.
Clinton.
I happened to be wandering
She's just
around,
like us.
and here she is, strolling the woods.
Hot girl walks.
Like Hillary Clinton walks anywhere. Who's more likely to go for a walk, Hillary Clinton or Chris Christie? Chris Christie.
They just like
Seen her?
airlifted her into the woods
No,
for a photo.
they
shoot.
literally walked her back. They walked her like to like 3 trees in the back, and then they took like one picture, and then they walked her back.
There's Hillary Clinton taking a piss behind some trees.
Yeah, there she is, walking around like us.
Wow.
I was just wandering the
Celebrities,
woods.
they're just like us.
Faceless says.
Now
Chris Christie.
let's have. So where should we put Hillary Clinton or make her more relatable? Okay, let's put her in the
the
woods.
woods.
Let's record her filling up her own gas,
Yeah, she's
taking
got
her
that.
shoes off at the
She
airport.
would
They're
never
just like
listen.
us.
She doesn't fill up her own gas. We know
She doesn't
that.
hike either.
She does not fill up her own gas. No. Nope. So
That was the joke, Timothy.
yeah. It's crazy. By the way, if you like this, make sure you like, share, subscribe. We really are grateful for everyone who's tuned in, having a great time today. We're going to be here. We're going to try to do this every day during the day because I think that it's better. I think we have more energy in the
And
morning.
we're also going to add a nighttime Saturday stream
Yeah,
coming
why
up
not?
because we don't have lives.
And we like money. Are we making money for this?
No.
Fuck.
Eventually.
Eventually.
Don't let your memes be dreams.
If you want to sponsor us, hey, Ricola.
Hey, maybe when you're
I'm
asking
gonna do
for
it.
money, maybe don't do it with a mouthful. If you want to picture what
Hold on,
your
hold on.
ad reads are
Hold
going
on,
to be
I'm gonna
like,
do my ad
Tim.
These are Ricola.
Wow.
I got them on discount. They were
It's
like
pronounced
$2.
Ricola because that's remember
it
their
Ricola?
song because they have the guy with the trumpet and they go Ricola.
When I cut sugar out of my diet, this is my snack. It's mentholyptus. Doesn't taste like trash all the time. Yeah, there we go. Faceless says, I don't have a life and don't make money either. So shit.
Wow.
Look
We're
at us.
all in this
Look at us.
together.
Who would have thought? Here we are. And we're not drinking midday either. That's another thing. I got it, man.
I would die. I'm
This is
so
gonna sound
tired.
This is gonna sound bad. It's really not. We don't drink that much, but I gotta stop drinking at night. Like I wake up feeling like garbage.
I know we're
I'm
gonna
getting
take
old.
a break.
Yeah, we say
I
that.
mean, I'm not getting
We
old,
say
and
that-
I feel like I'm like dying.
we say that we're gonna take a break, and like it'll be like tomorrow.
I'm old at heart.
It'll be like later tonight. We'll be like, you want to just one with our cigars?
But we should probably be cutting back on our cigar intake.
We should be cutting. Why? My voice has dropped an octave since I started smoking
so
cigars.
is mine.
I am so much more masculine.
But so am I, and I don't want to be.
I just like before I was weenie, but now that I smoke cigars, people are like, you have a very nice voice for radio. I'm like, thank you. You're right, I do.
You do sound very nice.
I do sound very nice.
But
I feel like
I,
it is
like,
it is a voice too, because I scream.
struggle.
Yeah, me.
And I used to sing a lot.
My voice here compared to my voice at the secondary market Lego store that we're going to go to, it's totally night and day. Anyway, that being said, Al, we've had a good time here. Have you enjoyed yourself today?
I have. I'm still tired. This is not helping.
It's not my problem. That's a personal problem.
All my problems are your problems. And never forget it.
Like 9/11. What? I'll never forget.
Now I'm laughing at your joke, and it seems like I'm laughing at 9/11.
I
would never laugh at
It's been
9/11.
22 years, Alex. It's time to move on.
It's called never forget, not forget in 22 years. Okay, so it's still
Let it fade out.
still stands.
Hey, apparently somebody forgot because the PGA just partnered with Live Golf. Because they don't care about that blood money anymore. Hey, blood money is fine for the PGA as long as there's a lot of it. Same with WWE.
I have PGA socks, and that's the extent
But do you have
of
Live
my...
Golf socks? See,
No,
actually,
yeah,
if you
isn't
had
it the same
Live Golf
thing
socks,
now?
no, Live Golf socks would be they would cover your entire body like a burqa.
Just one
And they would
sack.
be baggy. They wouldn't be form-fitting socks. They would be very baggy socks.
Just one sock.
Live Golf. Anyway, that being said, guys, it's been really fun hanging out
And
with
if
you
you're
guys
new
today.
here,
Yeah, like, share, subscribe.
follow
Go
along.
hang out, follow along. We really do enjoy that you're here, and we live golf. Hey, Saudi Arabia.
This is now it's
Hold
early
on,
enough, but we can't.
stop. I'm gonna appeal to Saudi Arabia now. Hey, Saudi Arabia, you know how you like golf? How about podcasts? For only $28 million a show, you can sponsor this podcast, and we'll forgive
I thought you were gonna do
lots of stuff. We'll pretend.
Banned from the internet.
I will throw away my copy of the 9/11 report that I have. If Saudi Arabia sponsors this, like Live Golf, because I'm a sellout.
I thought you were
because I'm a
going to-
sellout. No, I'm a sellout.
I thought you were gonna do the Mort Crimp impression.
You send your
can
best.
you pull
no,
that up?
nobody
Can we
knows that.
pull that up?
We'll do that tomorrow.
No,
But
do
no,
it now.
that's
It's
for-
not gonna be relevant tomorrow.
It's
Let's
fine.
end with
No,
that.
we'll do it. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Okay. Use.
And
listen,
if I win, you give.
for $32 million, I'll even forget the number. I'll never use the numbers 9 and 11 again. I'll work around it. I'll use some sort of Common Core math to work around never using the numbers 9 and 11 if you pay me $32 million, Saudi Arabia. I'm just like the PGA.
The people who are here for the first time are probably like, "What the
No,
hell?"
that's fine. It's okay. Watch my comedy special. It's on Rumble too. All right. Thanks for being here, guys. It's been really fun. Like, share, subscribe. And like I said, if you're from Saudi Arabia,
Live golf.
for only
Listen to us.
listen, Live Golf for only you know what? Actually, watch this. This is what happens when
I'll
Saudi
burka
Arabia.
up.
No, watch. You actually just you lose the right to.
Go away.
Yeah,
I'm
we
gonna
can't. We
speak.
won't have no women on this show anymore. She promises to not vote, never drive. Actually, you better drive. She will only do house chores, and she will never give her opinion without
And I
my
won't
permission.
read. I'll never read.
And stop
I don't
reading.
know how to read. What are words?
You know what? You're actually, hold on. There we go. We're going to just cut your mic too. That's what it's like. A world. No, a world for 30. If Saudi Arabia sponsors this podcast,
Bring
no
me
women.
back. Bring
No
me
women.
back. Am I
Look at
back?
this. Now we're Americanized again. Now we're westernized again. Gross. There are no equal rights on this show. What are
There's
you
a-
doing? I bring you back and you're slamming stuff on. Anyway, that's it. That's the end of the podcast. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. If you liked it, like, share, subscribe. Hopefully we'll see you here some more. And yeah,
See you tomorrow at
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
1 Eastern time.
I'm really having a good time doing this. I enjoy this, Al.
And for those of you here for the first time, this is our intro and outro song that Tim doesn't let me dance to anymore because he hates fun.
No, I don't let you dance to it.
This is our fake outro all the time.
I don't let you
It's
dance
never
to it.
over.
Because dancing is against Allah. And I'm trying to get that Saudi Arabia money
Which
like live golf
law?
in the PGA. No, Allah.
Oh, the Allah.
I'm trying to get
Allah.
that. I'm
It's
trying to get
pronounced
that.
Allah.
That's enough. I'm trying to get that Saudi Arabia money. So that being said, thanks for watching the Tim Runs His Mouth podcast. I'm Tim Young. Women are disrespected here. You hear that? I'll take that sweet blood oil money. Give me that blood oil money, like live golf. I'm just trying to make us money. You want a nice house? Silence. You shouldn't drive or cook anyway. You'd set things on fire and wreck the car. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's been really fun. Bye.